The sun sets over Manila, casting the city in a golden glow. The city seems peaceful, bathed in warm light, as if nothing could ever disturb its rhythm. Below, millions move through the city's arteries, weaving through crowded streets and bustling markets, unaware of the danger lurking beneath their feet. Skyscrapers rise in Makati and BGC, symbols of ambition and progress, reaching ever higher as the city dreams of a brighter future. From above, Manila is a glittering circuit board, alive with energy, its lights pulsing like the heartbeat of a living organism. But beneath this vibrant city lies a hidden threat, one that could silence Manila in an instant, changing everything in the blink of an eye. The ground itself holds a secret, a geological time bomb, silent and invisible, waiting patiently through the years. Every day, as people go about their lives, commuting to work, meeting friends, building dreams, the clock ticks closer to disaster, unnoticed by most. The danger isn't a question of if, but when. The countdown continues, relentless and unstoppable. When it strikes, Manila's pulse could stop in a heartbeat, plunging the city into chaos and darkness. This is the story of a city living on borrowed time, its fate hanging in the balance with every passing day. The people of Manila are resilient, rebuilding after every storm and flood, coming together in the face of adversity, never losing hope. But this threat is different, vast, ancient, and capable of rewriting the map. It is a force that has shaped the land for millennia. As night falls, the city's lights shine defiantly, unaware of the power building offshore, a silent warning hidden in the darkness. Out in the South China Sea, a colossal force has been growing for centuries, its energy building with every passing moment, waiting for the right time to be unleashed. Every day, the pressure mounts, deep beneath the waves and the earth, as tectonic plates shift and strain against each other. Manila stands on the edge of a precipice, most of its people unaware of how close they are to disaster, living their lives in the shadow of an invisible threat. Tonight, we confront Manila's ticking time bomb, a story of risk, resilience, and the uncertain future that lies ahead. The source of this looming geological threat is the Manila Trench, a feature that has shaped the fate of the region for thousands of years. This trench is a massive scar on the ocean floor, stretching for hundreds of kilometers just west of the Philippines, and plunging to incredible depths. Here, deep beneath the waves, two enormous tectonic plates are locked in a slow-motion collision. The Sunda plate is forced to dive beneath the Philippine Sea Plate in a process called subduction, where one plate is pushed down into the mantle below. But this isn't a smooth or gentle process. The plates are jammed together, unable to move freely, and over centuries they build up immense geological stress. The Manila Trench is what scientists call a megathrust fault, one of the most powerful and dangerous types of faults on the planet, capable of producing catastrophic earthquakes and tsunamis. These faults are responsible for unleashing the world's most violent earthquakes, shaking cities and reshaping coastlines in a matter of seconds. The trench itself is long, deep, and silent, storing up unimaginable amounts of energy for generations, waiting for the moment when it will be released. When the friction between the plates finally gives way, the release of energy will be sudden, violent, and catastrophic, sending shockwaves through the ocean and the land above. The seafloor will lurch, creating massive shockwaves that can travel for hundreds of kilometers, threatening everything in their path. This isn't some distant or abstract threat. The Manila Trench lies just a few hundred kilometers from the bustling city of Manila, putting millions of lives at risk. The geological drama unfolding beneath the sea has direct, devastating implications for the people living above, with the potential to disrupt daily life and cause widespread destruction. The Manila Trench is not just a line on a map, it's a loaded weapon pointed at the heart of the Philippines, a constant reminder of the power and unpredictability of our planet. Scientists know it's overdue for a massive rupture. The only question that remains is, when will it happen, and will we be ready when it does? Imagine bending a steel bar. You apply force, and the metal resists, straining under the pressure. With each push, it grows harder to bend, but the energy you put in doesn't just disappear, it's stored inside the bar, waiting for release. The more you bend, the more energy it stores until, suddenly it snaps back violently, unleashing all that pent-up force in an instant. That's exactly what's happening deep beneath the ocean along the Manila Trench, a hidden fault line stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Here, the massive Sunda plate relentlessly pushes down, bending the Philippine Sea Plate beneath it, like winding up a gigantic planetary spring, storing unimaginable amounts of energy. This stored energy, known as elastic strain, doesn't build up overnight. It accumulates slowly, over centuries, as the plates grind and lock together, unable to move freely. But eventually the stress becomes too great. When it finally exceeds the friction holding the plates in place, the fault will rupture in a sudden, violent release. In just seconds, all that stored energy will explode outward as seismic waves, racing through the earth and shaking everything in their path. A megathrust earthquake here could reach a staggering magnitude 9.5, ranking among the largest and most destructive quakes ever recorded in human history. To put it in perspective, a magnitude 9.0 quake is over 30 times more powerful than an 8.0. The difference in energy is almost unimaginable, with each step up the scale representing a massive leap in destructive force. The ground would ripple like waves on the ocean, liquefying soil beneath buildings, toppling structures, and turning entire neighborhoods into rubble within moments. This isn't just a theory. Scientists have mapped the fault in detail, measured the slow, relentless movement, and uncovered clear evidence of past megaquakes in the region. All signs point to the same conclusion. The Manila Trench is primed and ready for a massive seismic event, one that could reshape the landscape and the lives of millions. The spring beneath the sea is wound tighter than ever before, holding back centuries of built-up energy. The only unknown is when it will snap. Whether it's tomorrow, next year, or decades from now, the clock is ticking. When it does, the energy of centuries will be unleashed in a matter of seconds, striking an unsuspecting region with devastating force. The science is clear, the risk is real, and the evidence is mounting with every new study and seismic reading. Manila's fate quite literally hangs on a fault line, its future shaped by forces deep beneath the earth. The countdown has already begun, and the world is watching, waiting for the moment when the earth finally moves. The first sign will be the shaking, violent, relentless, lasting minutes. In Manila, built on soft soil, the destruction will be amplified. Older buildings will collapse, even modern skyscrapers will be pushed to their limits. Bridges and overpasses will fall, shattering the city's infrastructure. But the real terror comes from the sea. The ruptured fault will thrust the seafloor upward, displacing a massive volume of water. A tsunami will race toward the coast, reaching Manila Bay in minutes. The bay's narrow entrance will funnel the wave, amplifying its height. A wall of water over 10 meters high will surge into the city, flooding ports and low-lying districts. The tsunami will sweep away homes, ships, and lives, leaving devastation in its wake. The combination of megaquake and tsunami is a nightmare scenario. Manila could be left utterly devastated. We've seen this disaster before. In 2004, a magnitude 9.1 quake off Sumatra triggered a tsunami that killed over 230,000 people in 14 countries. Entire communities vanished, caught off guard by a lack of warning. The world learned the hard way. Warning systems and preparedness save lives. In 2011, Japan, one of the most prepared nations, faced a magnitude 9.0 quake and tsunami. Buildings survived the shaking, but the tsunami overwhelmed defenses, causing the Fukushima nuclear disaster. Even the best preparations can be overwhelmed by a truly massive event. If Japan could suffer such devastation, what hope does Manila have? The lessons are clear. Warning systems and public education are essential. We must prepare for the worst, not just the likely. The Manila Trench could unleash a disaster combining the scale of Sumatra with the intensity of Tohoku. We've seen the future. Will we heed its warning? Manila's greatest weakness is its density, millions packed into fragile homes. In districts like Tondo, makeshift shelters offer no protection from a quake. Much of the city's infrastructure is old, poorly built, and unprepared for a megaquake. Hospitals, schools, and bridges are at risk of collapse. The city's social divide means the poor will suffer most, lacking resources and safe shelter. A megaquake would turn inequality into catastrophe. The city's early warning systems are limited. Communication could fail when it's needed most. How do you warn millions when the networks are down? Manila's vulnerabilities run deep, physical, social, and technological. The city is exposed and millions are unaware of the danger. When the Manila Trench ruptures, chaos begins. The ground shakes violently for minutes. Buildings collapse, dust fills the air, and fires erupt. Survivors stumble through darkness and debris, the city unrecognizable. Out at sea, the tsunami races toward shore. In as little as 20 minutes, waves could hit Luzon's coast. Manila Bay might have an hour, but roads are blocked, communications down, and panic spreads. There's no coordinated evacuation, just a desperate scramble for higher ground. The tsunami surges into the city, sweeping away everything in its path. The port and industrial areas are destroyed. The human toll is staggering. Millions live in the inundation zone. The first hour decides the fate of Manila. A cascade of failures leads to unimaginable tragedy. Despite the threat, complacency prevails in Manila. Typhoons and small quakes are routine, breeding a false sense of security. The idea of a megaquake and tsunami feels distant, abstract. Drills are treated as routine, not as life or death rehearsals. Many don't know they live in a tsunami hazard zone. Public awareness is low and evacuation plans are untested. The gap between planning and real readiness is dangerously wide. This isn't just a government failure, it's a collective failure of imagination. Warnings from scientists and lessons from history go unheeded. Daily struggles overshadow the looming threat. The belief that it won't happen here is the greatest danger of all. When disaster strikes, the city will be tragically unprepared. Manila's destruction would be a global crisis. The city is the Philippines' economic and political heart, vital to global trade. The Port of Manila is a key link in international supply chains. Its loss would disrupt shipping, manufacturing, and the flow of goods worldwide. The humanitarian crisis would overwhelm the Philippines, demanding massive international aid. Delivering help to a shattered city would be a logistical nightmare. Regional stability would be threatened, with geopolitical consequences. The Filipino diaspora would feel the shockwaves across the globe. Manila's preparedness is a global concern. An investment in resilience is an investment in our shared future. The world cannot afford to ignore Manila's ticking time bomb.